thank you, Les Concora, and I'd like to thank the Concora for giving us the opportunity to speak. It's extremely difficult for us to watch our time slots, when especially, and you know, it's been said here often enough this evening that government politicians don't turn up for their slots, and it's hugely important to speak on these issues for the people that they represent, but they fail to do so on the slot. You could easily lose out, even that you might be in a safe place watching the debate and trying to do your constituency work as well. But I'd like to maybe concentrate, Minister, on a number of issues in relation to the finance bill that need to be ironed out in this country: the Nursing Homes Ireland, I suppose the hospitality sector, the taxi sector, musicians out there, all of them in very serious financial positions at this present time. But I suppose I will start with the nursing home sector, because I think we've made a very unwise decision, and at the beginning of this pandemic, Nursing Home Ireland had to call out the inadequacies of government planning to support nursing home, to protect residents and staff from COVID-19. Nursing homes took early action to advise visits to nursing homes be suspended when the public health focus was on protecting other health services and other sectors of society, and highlighted the failure to plan and support nursing homes for a virus that was having a devastating impact in care homes. It is of extreme disappointment and in that nursing homes must bring to our attention the government is again abandoning the residents and staff in nursing homes. We find it very difficult that at the same time as NEFITS is warning of 700,000 cases and 2,000 deaths could manifest in the coming months, the government is abandoning the support for intensified infection control measures within the nursing home. As of today, the 1st of July, the temporary assistance payment schemes, TAPS, will cease to support increased deployment of staff and enhanced utilisation of specialised equipment required to intensify infection prevention control measures within nursing homes. The scheme has fulfilled an integral role in contributing to the additional costs and supporting implementation of intensified infection prevention control. Measures within private and voluntary nursing homes that are not encompassed within fair deal fees. Cessation of such is contrary to the Public Health COVID-19 Nursing Homes Expert Panel and HICU's advice that we must sustain implementation of such. It contradicts measures taken by the UK government this week to extend its alike support scheme for care homes to the end of September, cognizant of the continued necessity for intensified measures to continue to protect residents and staff from the virus. NEFIT has given a stark wake-up call that COVID-19 has not gone away, Minister, with the approaching Delta variants heightening public health concerns. Yet the first supports to be withdrawn are those affecting the group in society who are most impacted by this pandemic. Nursing homes, residents and staff could actually be laughable if it wasn't so serious. No funding for nursing homes. The action being taken by your government contradicts the health expert recommendations for continued protection of nursing home residents and staff during this continued precarious time and defies logic. I'm asking you, Minister, why don't you ask NEFIT their advice on this again? And I will say it's laughable. Can you immediately reinstate the scheme to cover the months ahead? TAPS needs to be continued to ensure sustainability and continuity of service provisions. The irony of the whole thing is ridiculous. You're taking funding from nursing homes who are protecting our most vulnerable, yet on the other hand you are closing businesses all over the country in the so-called name of protection the public. It actually makes no sense at all, absolutely no sense whatsoever, if this government is trying to sell the protection of people when surely funding should remain in place for the nursing homes. And I'd appreciate, Minister, you might take a deeper look at that issue, because it's of great concern to Nursing Home Ireland and to all the nursing homes and their staff and their employees and the residents in all these nursing homes who have suffered a lot in the past well over 12 months. I'd like to speak about the hospitality sector, I suppose, mainly publicans and restaurants who've got an unmerciful kick again this week. A shockingly poor and ill-judged decision made in the last minutes. So this government seems to be hell-bent on promising something to that sector continuously and pulling it in the last seconds. Some of these people, I've been told, had stock purchased. I suppose those who are selling the products now no longer will wait to give them any credit. They want cash up front. And then a decision made, as I said, in the last seconds to pull their businesses and keep them closed. This is an outrageous decision, and it was badly handled. And the government here needs to wake up a small bit and smell the grass grow. But, I don't think there's any kind of sympathy out there. No, there was a storm, all right, at the Fianna Fáil Parliamentary Party meeting last night where they were pulling the hair out of each other. But look, that ain't much good if they ain't working on if something isn't happening. At the end of the day, the backbenchers are no longer listening to, or some of them are not opening their mouth at all. The bottom line here, Minister, is what kind of payments are you putting in place for these businesses? They've been closed. Is it 40 months? I'm not sure now. It's an incredible amount of time in that they've been, their businesses have been literally destroyed. The employees, their loyal employees that they had, have to leave, have to try and find employment elsewhere if it's possible. And in the sector they're in, outdoor dining might be looking for workers, but outdoor dining isn't all what it's cracked up to be either. Because I look at the forecast this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, wet. There won't be a sinner sold out. Because you're not going to stay outside in the rain. So, it's okay, the sun shines, but unfortunately, these businesses, the hospitality sector, and I can't understand this government, it didn't sit down with the hospitality sector before they met effort and see what efforts they were going to make sure that their customers were going to be safe in their businesses. And if that had done, and then sit down with effort and say, okay, how will we reopen these businesses on July, at the beginning of July, as we promised, with these safeguards in place, and let's all work together. But instead, it's a shut door policy. No, they have no say. You meet them afterwards and talk to them afterwards when the horse is bolted and their businesses are in tatters. So maybe you might outline this evening, Minister, what compensation have you set out for these publicans, these restaurant owners that have their businesses destroyed and don't know where they stand and don't trust any government politician, because they have no idea what you'd say today will be something that you'll stand over tomorrow. And I greatly appreciate that. And it feeds itself into the musicians that are out there. They're totally dependent on the little bit of business they used to get in the pub or whatever, or maybe the restaurant or whatever. That's totally affected now too, and they feel very neglected and don't know where to turn. They've been told to look at a different type of a job. It's very easy said than done. Some people have done something all their life and then told all of a sudden they have to change their whole world and look at a job that maybe that may not be out there. And also, just spoke about here already about taxi drivers, and there is ways of resolving a crisis that's out there in the taxi sector, and the 9-year rule with the changing of cars is an incredible situation, and that's one that could easily be worked on. They're fully NCT, they're perfect on the road in every way, and there's a ruling there that needs to be changed to at least give them some ease. There's other moves that need to be done as well, but that at least is a great help. And like Deputy O'Donoghue said there earlier on about the ESB increasing, we have a major crisis in our country, and if you look at your ESB bill, and somebody rang me today to remind me that there's a rural charge on the ESB. I know apparently they're bringing in some generators because we're running out of electricity in our country, which is, anyway, we won't say about the Green Party, we won't go any further about that for now. But the bottom line is, we never looked, and they're talking about in energy saving, ways that we could do energy saving. Why have they never looked at the fact that maybe the lights in a lot of towns and streets maybe could be closed off for a few hours some night? Somebody told me, was it in some parts of the airport in Cork, there's up 500 lights there, and they don't need to be on all night. We're not exploring different type of options, but we certainly are facing a crisis without power in this country, and it's something that's extremely worrying for many people out there. We've had, is it 4 Amber Alerts in the last 12 months? which is unprecedented. And I suppose, look, as I said, this announcement during the week in relation to the hospitality sector has also hit, a lot of young people as such that wanted to make their Holy Communion, wanted to make their confirmations. Funny that we find out that NEFIT never made a ruling on that, but Leo Varadkar made a ruling on that, so Leo Varadkar is now the new health advisor, and that's a new move, and he made a decision that the Holy Communions and confirmations couldn't get just one day that the children could have a little bit of enjoyment and could have been done safely. And again, nobody sat down and talked to anybody. It's a dictation from the top. Could the church have had an outdoor ceremony? There's loads of ways that things could have been done, and there's no one listening. And what I'm saying is that I certainly think, and also in all this compensation, there's no one ever thought of the clergy or the church for compensation in this difficult times. And thank you.
Thanks, Deputy.